Imagine if that field was in your day, you would have been getting grumpy. You love to lay it through point. You don't want to run singles all day.
Biarin kali ya. सौंफ नहीं इन्होंने पाने चाहिए सी। हाँ हाँ सही लगदा सौंफा वाला काम बड़ा भैड़ा कीता। तेरी भैन आई सी मुझे पुछदी कित्थे आ तेरी मम्मा
ऐसे भाई क्यों नहीं आए?
हम भिखारी नहीं, हम मजदूर है।
क्या क्या बोल रहे हो? मैं पूछ रही हूँ ऐसे भाई क्यों नहीं आए?
ये गया किधर से गया किधर से ये कोरोना के बंदे ले गया हाँ नहीं भी तेरी मामा ने खाने नहीं खिलाना पार्लर
पार्लर केड़े गई
चुप कर तेरे अम्मी ने फोन करना है चुप कर
हाँ कितने कौन कौन इकरा किया अब ना लगा लगा मेरे को गार्ड काट के गया देख पाई अबे रुदा पे हमने गल कर रही ओ फिर कितने आधा पार्लर से चली गई किधर गई चली है गल करने वाली और यार कितने बचा पार्लर से आधा पार्लर गई चली गई हाँ मैं कहा रहा हूँ कि मैं जाऊँगी वह दुकान के खुलेगा अच्छा चल हाँ आधे मुन्ना रोंदा रोंदा इतने गाड़ी छड़ के गया है मेरे को मुन्ने पैसे भाई को लोग मुन्ना बाबरे ने कोल बा जब मुन्ने मुझे मैं पता करके आऊँगी अच्छा और भाई को चला
बाय कुछ नहीं था चुप कर खाला आ गई चुप कर जो इतने बैठ लम्मा पै गया कुछ नहीं आ जंदी होंदी तेरी अम्मी भी सारे इत्थे आना बह कुछ नहीं था चुप कर ਕਰੋ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਆਉਣਾ ਨੇ ਤੂੰ ਘਰ ਕੱਲਾ ਸਾ ਘਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਘਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੁਛ ਹੈਗੀ ਕੀ ਸੱਪ
बाबा जाते थे क्या पता कौन बात हो गया दिख रहा नहीं थी मैंने खाने में क्या आवाज उठा दी थी हैरान दस के
चार्जर में होगा क्या लगता नहीं
हाँ
क्यों गले गुले गए होगा वो तो क्या लगता
बात हो गया अपने जाते भी खा जाते अच्छा दे आते बोल जा आज आने वाला पूरा जाके ला जा वो आया था कि खड़ा की हो गया था उन्होंने चार्जर ला के दे दी हेलो आया गल्ला दी मैनू कुड़ियों लभी ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਨਾ ਪਠਾਣੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਖਲੋ ਕੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤੇ ਕੋਨੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਜੀ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਕਰਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਬੂਹੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆ ਦੇ ਬਾਬਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਘਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਜੋ ਹੋਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਖਲੋਵਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਲ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਚਾਰਜਰ ਤੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਪਈ ਆ ਤੇ ਭੱਜ ਕੇ ਆ ਜਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਪਠਾਣੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ ਦੋਨੇ ਅੱਲਾ ਖਾਰ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਤੂੰ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਤੇ ਬਾਬਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਬਰ ਕਰ ਦੇਵਾਂ ਗੋਲੀ मैं बात खड़ी है तेरे को अच्छा हाँ मैं मोबाइल चार्जर ते ला के ते मैं बाहर उठ खलोती आ दे मैं बाहर आके खलोनी है तेरे को तेरे आने पूरा खलोनी है मैंने अपने आके किथे आ हाँ चल को नहीं हौसला ना लगी मैं खलोनी है उसे दूरे दी मुन्ने मुन्ने आजा के जाना है तेरी पता नहीं मैं कई तरह की लगी फिर थोड़ा बाहर निकली थी कि बाहर आ गई
तो के ब्राह्मण से लेके आया हैं तो इश्क इन्हें करना मेरे जब तो इश्क ही नहीं करना मुझे तेरे नाम तेरे नाम नहीं मिला मैंने कोई सच्चा यार मैंने जमाना करते वफावा तो के ओ मनी तो हाँ जी कुछ नहीं ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਇਕਰਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਈ ਕਾਲਾ ਚੌਕੀਦਾਰ ਦੇ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਇਕਰਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਈ ਮੁੰਨਾ ਰੋਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਆਲਾ ਪਾਦਰ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਾਦਰ ਵੇਖ चार्जर फोन साडा बंद हो गया हम चार्जर ला नहीं अच्छा बैठा हो नहीं यार आप नहीं गए 15 मिनट में जाना मोटरसाइकिल बराबर लैके गया उन्होंने अभी खेलने कूदने जाना था हाँ नहीं ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਨੀਚੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਆਏ
का लाइव मैच एचडी क्वालिटी में देखना चाहते हैं तो बिल्कुल वीडियो के नीचे पहले कमेंट में लिंक पिन है, लिंक पे क्लिक करके गूगल वाली पहली वेबसाइट को ओपन करें और जाकर देखें एचडी क्वालिटी में लाइव मैच।
For a bit. That's good. That's very, very good cricket from Rizwan. He had that gap in his mind. He was searching for a shorter delivery.
It's when the ball's turning away from the right-handers, there's always a gap at mid-wicket. Always a gap there. And Rizwan, he knew exactly where it was. Pulled it well in front of mid-wicket there. Excellent awareness of the gap. Feet moving so quick.
I just thought Aligo was settling into a nice rhythm from our commentary box end. But the decision to change him round is because he'll be taking the ball away from the right-handers. The smaller boundary is on the leg side now. They bowl the right arm off spinner in De Silva to the bigger boundary on the leg side. So the decision to change him round is for that reason. But I just thought he was settling into a nice rhythm from our end. Take him a little bit to settle down again.
And there's about a 4-metre difference from one side to the other. And that, in the end, that is enough. That is enough to be aware of a shorter and longer side. But when a bowler's settled in, you want to stay settled in as well. Alagi, excellent, excellent comeback after that boundary. Just for a young man, his awareness of the right ball to bowl so far has been very impressive.
Finds the fielder at a deep cover point. 20 gone, 110 for 2.
No wickets lost in the next 10 overs, the second block. Partnership building and the run rate being picked up. 48 for 2 of the first 10. 62 for none. This partnership 73 of 80. Matthew Hayden and Ian Bishop alongside me. And it's that time where Sri Lanka will be tested, the middle overs. These are the overs where they used to have quality spin, but are down to Welalage, Dhananjaya De Silva. Welalage inexperienced. We're expecting a lot from him at this stage, and the part-time of Dhananjaya De Silva.
That has liftoff. Abdullah Shafiq, big boundary or not. He is flexing.
Helped himself to a nice little buffet here. Down the track and bang. Oh, smoking it.
Look, the thought process behind it is what is important. Mentioned part-time of Dhananjaya De Silva. This is where you've got to put pressure on Sri Lanka, force Dasun Shanaka to move his bowlers around, maybe bring back Teekshana at this stage, who he's holding back, trying to make it tighter, and give him a headache, basically. So the approach here. From the two Pakistani batsmen is what's important. And looks like they're getting it right at the moment.
Tell you what's also key. This is where Sri Lanka took off as well. When I say took off, Sri Lanka scored 100 runs between overs 21 to 30. It was one of their best phases of batting. There was something like 20 runs ahead of where Pakistan are right now. So this is an important period for Pakistan to try to close the gap.
Important for that skipper to consider where this ground is shaped as well. That's the longest side of the ground here, and it's sailed up and over and handsomely into the crowd, but shorter side as well is worth protecting. So you've got to close it every over out, start well, close out well. Have those two ends, the bookends of any given over, and defend hard on the longer side of the ground. Can't afford to leak boundaries that side.
A bowl to his plan and try and get them hitting one side. Problem for the Sri Lankan spinners is, but a little bit of turn would certainly help them and their confidence at this stage. 120 for 2.
I've got a feeling, Rusty, that's not going to happen though. I don't think it's going to turn much tonight. The other night, yes, we saw it grip New Zealand match. It was Mitch Santner, not a big turn of the ball, but used his guile and flight handsomely. Had great variation in his pace, and it did turn a little bit.
Just a reflection on that middle phase, 102.
Hey!
21 to 30, that tall, very, very tall tower. 102 for 1. So that's ground that has to be made up. Valelege continues.
That was when that partnership was flourishing between Samaravikrama and Mendes. But in the next 10, they scored only 54, and in the last 10, going in with only 4 wickets down, Sri Lanka managed only 61. So they had the opportunity to back Pakistan out of the game. They left the door slightly ajar in terms of the score, but the pitch is good.
So basically, get climbing hard, Pakistan, during this phase. While that ball's still got some hardness in it, start making the scale, Bish. Minimum, I reckon, 8 runs and over in this phase here, in this next power play.
You were talking about Mitch Santner, got a little bit of turn. That's all a spinner needs, just to turn one delivery. Wow, he launched that, didn't he? Oh yes, that's another way to build pressure and help the bowlers. The fielding. Moment you can turn just one ball, there's some doubt in the batsman's mind. Which way is it going? What are my options? We just keep sliding through his king. That's what happens. They got to try and find some turn if they want to try and boss this situation. He's changing his pace so well. Subtle changes well, Lalage, to survive. First session, Mohammad Nawaz and Shadab Khan did get the ball to spin just a wee bit. Just the 1 run. Superb over from Lalage. 121 for 2.
Always considered India like a vein inside a body. There's this constant movement coming back and forward from the heart, which is cricket. This is the heart. 224 required.
Your guys back, Ross. You called for Mahesh Tikshana. He's back.
Forced into the attack. Ideally, Dasun Shanaka would have liked to hold him back maybe till the end, 27th, 28th. But right now, with the batters making a move, he needs to try and either get them thinking different, choke them a wee bit, or try and search for that wicket.
Yeah, this is a time, 1 or 2 wickets here. Pakistan will be in deep trouble. Don't, though, especially with the form of Rizwan in this phase of play. He's been magnificent and extra good against spin. He really is a masterful player of spin. So he's got the stage here, Rizwan. He's got the experience. Most runs for a wicketkeeper inside 23. He's bossing this phase in this particular cycle of the World Cup.
And he's a good player of spin, you said, and a reason for that is he sweeps well. He's not started sweeping yet. Once he does that, Dasun Shanaka will then have another challenge in getting his field right, his angles right.
Don't forget the role of Shafiq either. He's really important in his partnerships. Usually Bubba with Rizwan through this phase, but now he's got a really solid ally here, striking at 93, so he's ticking it along perfectly. they can just hold their momentum through this phase, be dangerous.
And the batters to come. Saud Shakil is another one who can build an innings, but the ones after Iftikhar Ahmed, Mohammad Nawaz, Shadab Khan, they're all better or at home coming in around the 35th, maybe even the 40th. The run rate would certainly not matter. That's why this partnership is so important in taking the game deep. 125 for 2. Averages may not be all that high. Iftikhar Ahmed 43, but their strike rates are good. They will not allow the Sri Lankan spinners to settle, that's for sure. It's got to try and get them in early and try to get them to play a role they're not usually accustomed to.
One of the things you have to be as a batsman is ruthless to those you want to target in this phase. We've seen that already. Blast the part-timer out of the park. De Silva was that individual. You could see straight away when he was on. Pakistan were looking to advance their causes in this run chase.
Glorious. It's been a little while since Rizwan has found the boundary, but that was worth waiting for.
It's skipped to the leg side. There he goes. And the body position just opening up that extra cover area, just like Sadira Samaravikrama did. You got to push and create that angle for yourself. Good comeback from Velalage. Now, there's nothing Velalage could do about the previous delivery. It was a good shot.
Can't tell folks at home watching this magnificent shot how hard a skill that is to come in and around the ball. Now the sweep shot. Call it, Rusty. This is where he really starts to go to school on his game. Any spinner, he'll get the sweep. He's got what he wanted the first ball, a little bit of flight. He came down, made the energy through his feet, forcing Walalagi then to just go back into his normal zone. This shot, it's so difficult to play because it's very unnatural. You're twisting around the ball and then hoping that you get enough energy through your hands to place exactly where you want. Wonderful cricket shot, Bish.
Yeah.
Body weight, where is it? It's all onside. Now, in his mind, he's got to go all offside. So how does he do that? He twists his body around. His back leg is actually facing square leg umpire, but his hands are going in one direction. And that's exactly where that ball went. Magic shot.
Toughest place to hit it. He's done it with ease.
Pakistan's record against Sri Lanka in ICC Men's World Cups is tremendous. Unbeaten, undefeated. 7-0, Russell.
Yep. Many people told me that today. 6 of those before 1996, where Sri Lanka turned a corner and played Pakistan just the once in World Cups. That is only in 2011. But since then, Maza probably found a way to stay clear.
Let me apologize. People think that we're serious when I give you a little bit of a jibe. 1-3-3 for 2. I have to be careful with my jokes with you, Rusty. You're such a loved personality that people think I'm being unfair to you. We go way back. They don't know.
Like your sense of humor, Bish. You don't scare me one bit.
Kusal Mendes played an outstanding innings today, and for pure aesthetics, Sedera was just a wonderful touch player out of the highest caliber of several that Sri Lanka have produced over the decades. And now Abdullah Shafiq is on his way, and Rizwan starting to get through the gears. Which means that this little spell here from Tikshana is a vital one.
Suddenly something different happens just because no one really knows what's coming out of his hand. We're not seeing turn. Nothing from the pitch. But that little bit of doubt just stops the batsman going after him like he's been doing to the other bowlers.
I don't think it can in this case, though. We've got a steady run rate now, just trickling up, run rate required. Now over 8, started at under 7. Got to find a way, Pakistan. Sometimes you fight fire with fire as well, Russell Arnold. You need to find a way against the very best, and Tikshana, he's the #1 seed on this track during the middle phases.
But Hedo, since the fact that he's alone, would that allow Pakistan to think that they can catch up with the rest? Patirana, well, to me, he's key. His 6 overs coming back for the second spell will be the difference. He plays that late, gets it away from Nisanka. Oh, good throw. That was very close, closer than you'd think. I'd say we will go upstairs. Alex Wolf.
Third umpire to director. We have umpire review for run out at the striker end. Side on replay, please. Yes. Okay. The bat is grounded. It's still running. Thank you. I'm ready with my decision for the big screen.
Safe. But what that couple of runs does is that it brings up the 100 partnership between Abdullah Shafiq and Rizwan. It's only taken 108 deliveries as well. So it's got volume and pace.
He's given up on looking to turn the ball because 2 on the leg side behind square mid-wicket and the long on. Just relying on bowling wicket to wicket. 100 runs off 109 balls. They're picking up the pace. Abdullah Shafiq, Mohammad Rizwan, just after losing Babar Azam, they really did need to steady the ship.
The call is for 2. Nope, no chance. Very good in the outfield there. 138 for 2 at the halfway mark.
Tikshana has bowled 5. Madhushanka, very good 5-over burst in the power play. He's got both wickets. Now it's mix and match. Asun Shanaka needs something to give, something to go his way.
I'm looking at Madhushanka's figures, and I think he has a role to play in coming back. I thought he was very good, obviously up front.
Fifth bowler Shanaka and De Silva, they've got through 6. So as well, Alage will be back to go bowl his 10. Patirana 6, he'll probably look to bowl in 2 spells. He needs to find a glory ball, Besh. That glory ball that is trusted whenever he plays. He's got to deliver 1 or 2 of them. Elalage very steady.
I got a feeling we're either in for fireworks here or a wicket. I think this batting unit here will be looking to just get that run rate south of 8. And this is the time. I don't think Welalage's a part-time bowler. The way he bowls against the right-handers in particular, he's better than that. Much better than that. He's got good flight variation in his pace as well. And he's got the obvious advantage of being able to hold the ball away from the right-hander.
Well, he's certainly not a part-timer. He's one of those that will become a frontline spinner, probably even with the red ball, because he's got subtle variations.
Just a reminder of Abdullah Shafiq's excellence so far. He traveled a lot during the pandemic with Pakistan, confesses to have learned a lot during that period. Intra-squad matches. Thought largely as to be a red ball player for a period of time, but is really making his presence felt. Only his 5th ODI. If he can go on to get 100 here, not just at any pace, but at a decent pace.
Will be a massive problem solved for Pakistan cricket, because Fakhar Zaman, who's not playing today, who has been an integral part of their makeup, he's the X factor. You need an X factor at the top. Fakhar has been in that for some time, so they're looking to fill that gap. Just hasn't had the year, and the unfortunate thing for Fakhar is he has not had the year right when they needed him to have a bumper, really consolidate the top of the order.
Just for Russell again, I don't know why our producer loves him so much, but last year, remember, Pakistan chased 342 in a test match against Sri Lanka in Galle. Abdullah Shafiq scored 160 not out, an innings of great skill. Just 3 off the over. That's good for Welalage. 141 for 2.
Loving what I see from him. He was taken apart by South Africa. The fact that he's coming back and making an impact, he's having a say on a pitch that actually not aiding his bowling, speaks volumes of what he's got inside.
100% agree with that. Yeah, he's something special for Sri Lanka. He's a great batter, he's a really handy fielder, he's a good natural leader, the under-19 leader. He's got, you know, such a strong portfolio to pick from. He's going to be selected for some time. I got a great chance to see him during the Asia Cup, and he's damaging with all of his skills. Good, really good catcher, and obviously with the bat as well, Russ, he's got something to offer.
The ideal scenario would have been for Welalage and Pathirana to be having an impact in the next World Cup. And unfortunately, injuries have forced them to be the leaders of this pack. Charita Salanka into the attack, swapping them around. His Kane Dasun Shanaka reluctant to eat into too many of Tikshana's overs at this stage. Probably the right thing. With Iftikhars and Mohammad Nawaz and Shadab come, would like to go after it. Tikshana might be the man. He just needs to sneak in here.
Exceptional running. One short of that 150. Partnership, Rizwan averaging 99 this year against spin. Strike rate of 90. Shafiq going well. Could they get 2 again? Easily. What energy and intensity from Abdullah Shafiq and Rizwan. 151 for 2.
Pakistan. Very much in this. 151 for the loss of two. Abdullah Shafiq, refreshing inclusion at the top of the batting order. And he's shown guts and class. Very good against spin and pace. More importantly, his temperament is rock solid. In a run chase situation, you want your opener to be in good form. And Pakistan have got a plan, and plan is to get some partnerships rolling. This partnership of 114, you may question the pace of this partnership, but Pakistan play the run chase like this, usually on a pitch like this, showing a bit of self-belief and just letting the dugout know that we've got this. Still a long way to go. Both teams quite capable of making silly mistakes. Bit of an Asian trade that, and that's gone fine. Rizwan will take out his sweep shot now.
Tikshana, that was a big effort down there at 45. Looking after his fellow spinner. Rizwan, that's one of his very strong areas, that sweep shot around the corner.
Yeah, he's been milked through that area regularly. He's not a tall spinner, so the ball will not bounce a great deal, not a big tweaker as well, but he keeps it nice and simple. Targets the stumps, and temperamentally very strong. As a young kid, he really is gifted in that department. Big shot over cover into the gap. That's beautifully struck.